Hey everybody, we're going to be working on making the Beatus a little less direly terrible, because right now it's a dire Beatus. Yes, I'm going to get as much mileage out of this as I can, but the worst part about this car is it stinks of cigarette smoke. I was thinking about getting it detailed somewhere, but A, after the attempt at getting the Magnum detail that went so badly, I'm not really interested in paying somebody if I can avoid it, but also B, this car needs to be pulled apart to be properly cleaned. Like, I need to take the headliner out, I need to take the seats out. I may or may not need to take the rug out, but I want to get this car, all the soft surfaces 100% exposed in every possible way so I can go at them from every direction. I've rented a rug extractor with an upholstery handle so that I can do that. So step one is going to be tearing into this car. This is probably going to take place over a couple of days just because of the timeline of what's going on in my life right now, but I'm going to get to it. Alright, so all the seats are stripped out and I pulled off those ugly seat covers to discover perfectly good seats underneath. All of this, obviously, like I said, is going to get shampooed just to get the cigarette smell out of it. There's a couple stains on the back seat. Nothing terrible. I don't know whether they'll come out or not, but they're not awful. In here, the rugs are actually pretty clean. The driver's foot well kind of being the one exception. I'm up 85 cents and one incredibly desiccated French fry. I'm going to try and do the back seat in place because I think I can reach all the various sides of it just by flipping it up and flipping it down. And then I'm going to try doing the headliner in place just because I have yet tomorrow with the machine. So I'm going to do the headliner tonight, and then if it still smells like cigarette smoke really bad, I will pull it out tomorrow and pressure wash it. Alright, real quick because I'm going to a play. All of this has been done as far back as the back of the back seats. The headliner is going to need to come out because I don't know if it shows or not, but it's now striped in clean and dirty. So there's still more to be done. All the plastic still needs to be scrubbed, but it smells way less disgusting in here, so definitely seeing improvement. Alright, next morning, started without you. These were all dry this morning. Some parts, like the headrests, didn't smell at all of cigarette smoke, but some spots Like if I stuck my nose randomly on the seats, there's spots that still smelled like cigarette smoke. So I've just given them all a second cleaning and extraction. Hopefully that'll take care of that. But today, I need to scrub everything and get the headliner out so that I can clean and power wash that. And then, with any luck, that'll take care of pretty much all of the smell. The car's going to have some residual smell. There's no way to sort of avoid that. That'll dissipate over time, but I want to get as much as humanly possible out of it. I've also ordered a new cabin air filter among some other parts, so that will also help because that'll start filtering it out as the air circulates in the vehicle. So we've gotten the headliner down, but I've reached a problem point. The wiring that goes to the headliner, as you can see, it comes off the car, goes here, and starts spreading out everywhere on the headliner to reach all the various things. It then continues, I don't know how well it's showing up, it continues down the pillar and down under the dashboard with no disconnect. So I need to either peel every single bit of wiring off the headliner to get the headliner out, or I need to dig around under the dashboard, possibly taking this top panel off, to find where that connects into the harness. Toyota's by and large really good about stuff, but every once in a while they'll do something like this where you're just like, why guys, why? Why was there not a connector here? Because the worst part is, it even goes to like a connector here. Actually, that looks like it's for an option that I don't have. Like you could have just put a connector right there. Why did you do this? But so yeah, and now I've got to find the other end of that. All right, the camera's battery is nearly dead, but you can see my attempts at cleaning this with the machine yesterday. Like the color changed, which is disgusting, but obviously it wasn't consistent enough. So I pulled this out. This is going to get a very thorough power washing. And then that mat's also going to get power washed. I think I may also do the jams around the opening back here. And there's one headliner in an entirely new color than what it was when I started. Alright, so I'm really sad that the camera needed its battery charged because we've kind of gone off the rails here. We've stripped everything out. We've actually pressure washed all of the door panels. They may still come off and get pressure washed again, but like these changed color. I'm in the middle of pulling the carpet right now. I just pulled out the front, the center console. As for the center console, I'm very glad I took it out because like, holy crap, is that not disgusting. That would have kept the smell around. I just gotta say, change your cabin air filters, for the love of God. Like, that's horrifying. Ew. That side's better though. Continued progress. All this stuff has been pulled out and pressure washed and or scrubbed and is all now drying. The car has been gutted out pretty much as far as we want to go. I really do not want to pull the dashboard if I can avoid it. I've scrubbed the left side of the dash and everything. I've re-scrubbed the driver's door panel just to make sure. My partner's getting another bucket of water because those two panels, half the dashboard and one door panel was enough to turn a clean bucket dark brown. So I need to do the passenger side of the dashboard and I need to do the 3 other door panels and just scrub sort of everything else. I'm scrubbing the glass, the metal, everything. The seat belts, what we've been doing is pulling them out, wedging them in the door, and then pressure washing them, which seems to be working pretty good to get all the things. They're not perfectly clean, they're never going to be perfectly clean, but it's gotten massive amounts of mess out of them. The one on the rear here looked like somebody soaked it in coffee and now it looks halfway decent. So, you know, we're making progress. Unfortunately, at this point, we're so covered in nicotine just from cleaning things and everything, I can't tell if it smells less or not because there's just a coating of nicotine on me and everything else. Just to give you an idea of the dramatic difference that cleaning makes, I've given what you can see a pretty quick scrub. I'm going to go back with a brush and get in the little nooks and crannies, but that's how much different it is. Some of that's obviously dirt, but a lot of that is just the coating of nicotine that's on everything in the car. Hey all, so we're done with another day of working on this. We're not done because the rug pads still need to dry, so we can't completely put the interior together. Sorry I stopped filming. It's just been a long day. It's been a long project, and it just wasn't worth the effort of setting the camera up because I was trying to blast through it. So to give you an idea of what we've been dealing with, see this incredibly disgusting bucket of water? That is at least the 6th bucket of water that's been like that. Because scrubbing parts, scrubbing metal, everything is just covered, so it gets gross real quick. But on the plus side, everything has now been scrubbed. We've gotten the entire headliner assembly back in. We've gotten the entire trunk assembly back in. Like I said, the seat, everything else is waiting on the carpet padding. But yeah, there's still a faint miasma of smoke in here, but it is exponentially better. Before, like, having the windows open and standing downwind of the car was gross and disgusting. But now it's just like, yeah, somebody once smoked cigarettes, a cigarette in this car kind of thing. All right, so update on the Beatus. My partner put the entire interior back in one day while I was working. So it's all back in. It's pretty much all back together. There's a few odds and ends that aren't installed for a couple of reasons, like she's redoing that center console. It still smells. It smells way better, but it still smells, especially if the door's been closed for a day or two. So we are replacing the headliner and the front visors because they definitely stink the worst even after being power washed. So we could pull them out, we could scrub them again, but a new headliner and sun visors was like, I don't know, $35 at the junkyard. So we just decided we're going to replace them. So that's going to be a next big task. Unfortunately, while my box of parts has showed up, another problem has presented itself. There's a screw up with the paperwork. The guy we bought it off of never registered it in the state of Rhode Island, so the Rhode Island never got their pound of flesh for the taxes from him. So we can't register it until he's paid the taxes on it. So right now we're dealing with all that BS. So I'm not going to install any parts on it yet, other than the headliner, which is not returnable because it's a used part. None of the new parts are going on. So that if this becomes a whole clusterfuck and we end up having to take him to court to have him pay us for the car or take the car back and give us our money back or whatever, we don't also lose $180 worth of maintenance parts. So we're going to put the headliner in just because de-stinkifying the car is a good thing, but it's basically going to sit here in the driveway until we get that resolved, and then I'm going to get back to it. I did pick up a set of tires on less cruddy wheels. That the same thing, those are going to sit until we get this all dealt with. So Beatus, the next episode may be in a week, the next episode may be in a month. You may never see it again if he ends up taking it back. But, I mean, he's going to get a nicer car back, if nothing else. But we'll see. Either way, my girlfriend still likes the thing, even though it's turned into a major pain in the butt and it still kind of smells funny. So we're going to keep it around. So, yeah. This may be the last Beatus episode for a bit, but whatever. Talk to you later. Bye.